Deep in the heart of history and scripture lies a golden chest said to house the word of God himself. Wars were fought over it, kings and prophets guarded it, and then it vanished. For millennia, the Ark of the Covenant has captured the imagination of explorers, scholars, and the faithful alike. This ancient gilded chest, the most sacred relic of the Israelites, is at once a religious icon and one of history's greatest mysteries. How could something so important simply disappear? From the Temple Mount of Jerusalem to the highlands of Ethiopia's Axum, and to far-flung places beyond, countless theories have emerged in the quest to answer one burning question: where is the Ark of the Covenant? In today's deep dive, we'll journey through time and legend. We'll follow the Ark's trail from its biblical origins to its enigmatic disappearance. We'll explore the fascinating claims, some compelling, some dubious, about its possible hiding places. And we'll see how this ancient mystery continues to ignite passion and intrigue in our modern world. Buckle up for an adventure that spans centuries and continents, blending history, faith, and myth in the epic search for the Ark of the Covenant. Before we start our hunt for the Ark, it's important to understand what it is and why it mattered so profoundly. In the Hebrew Bible, the Ark is the holiest object of Israel, a wooden chest gilded in pure gold, topped by a golden mercy seat with 2 cherubim. It held the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, and some say Aaron's rod and a pot of manna. To the Israelites, this was far more than an artifact. It was a tangible sign of God's presence among them. Only the Levite priests could carry it using poles, and touching the Ark itself was deadly to anyone else. Wherever the Ark went, miraculous events followed. Rivers parted, city walls collapsed, and enemies suffered plagues. It was the sacred treasure of Israel, their protector, and the symbol of their covenant with God. Around 1000 BC, King David brought the Ark to Jerusalem, and his son Solomon later built the first temple to house it in the innermost chamber, the Holy of Holies. There the Ark remained at the heart of Israel's worship, with only the high priest entering that chamber once a year. Then, suddenly, the Ark drops out of the biblical narrative. After the era of Solomon's temple, this most precious object isn't mentioned again. How could something so important be lost? That question has fueled 2,500 years of speculation and adventure, the very quest we're embarking on now. The mystery of the Ark's fate begins in Jerusalem. In 586 BC, the Babylonian army conquered the city and destroyed Solomon's temple. They looted the temple's treasures, yet intriguingly, the Ark of the Covenant isn't explicitly listed among the spoils. This omission has led many to believe the Ark was hidden away before the invaders arrived. One tradition says King Josiah, knowing trouble was coming, ordered the Ark to be secreted in a safe hiding place, perhaps in a sealed chamber beneath the Temple Mount. Another account from ancient texts, like 2 Maccabees, claims the prophet Jeremiah, warned of Jerusalem's fall, took the Ark and the Holy Tent and concealed them in a cave on Mount Nebo, which is in today's Jordan, declaring the site would remain unknown until God gathers his people again. What we do know is that when the Second Temple was built decades later, it had no Ark in its Holy of Holies. The sacred chamber was empty. That strongly implies the Ark was already gone by then, whether destroyed, taken, or hidden. Over the centuries, rabbis and historians have theorized that the Ark still lies somewhere under the Temple Mount, perhaps in a secret tunnel or chamber prepared by Solomon. But the Temple Mount today is one of the most sensitive places on earth, home to the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque, making any excavation impossible. If the Ark does rest beneath those stones, it's effectively out of reach, at least for now. Of course, that hasn't stopped people from speculating or even attempting daring searches, which leads to one of the most dramatic chapters in the Ark's modern story. Long before Indiana Jones hit movie screens, a real-life adventure unfolded under Jerusalem in the early 1900s. A British aristocrat named Montague Parker became obsessed with finding the Ark of the Covenant and led a secret expedition to dig under the Temple Mount. Starting around 1909, Parker's team bribed the Ottoman authorities who controlled Jerusalem and quietly tunneled in the hills south of the mount, searching for biblical treasures. For 2 years, they crept through ancient passageways by night, finding some artifacts, but nothing like the Ark. Growing convinced that the Ark must lie directly beneath the Dome of the Rock, the iconic golden-domed shrine on the mount, Parker made a fateful decision. In 1911, during a local festival, he bribed guards to look the other way and snuck onto the Temple Mount itself with a handful of men, then began digging near the dome in hopes of finally reaching the Ark's hiding place. The reaction was explosive. The intruders were discovered, and word spread that foreigners were defiling the holy site. Jerusalem erupted in outrage and panic. A riot broke out as angry residents swarmed, furious at the sacrilege. Parker and his team dropped their tools and fled the city in haste, barely escaping by boat. The incident made international headlines. Newspapers as far away as New York blared stories about the audacious attempt to find the biblical Ark, and some even speculated the treasure hunters had stolen it. In reality, Parker left empty-handed and in disgrace. His escapade nearly caused an international crisis, and after this fiasco, no one has tried again to tunnel under the Temple Mount for the Ark. The risk is simply too great. Still, the allure remains. Some groups in Jerusalem quietly maintain that the Ark is indeed hidden under the mount, safely awaiting the day it will be revealed according to divine plan. While Jerusalem keeps its secrets, there's one country that, boldly claims to have the Ark in hand: Ethiopia. In the holy city of Axum in northern Ethiopia, the Orthodox Church insists that the Ark of the Covenant has been in their possession for nearly 3,000 years. According to Ethiopian tradition, which is recounted in a medieval text called the Kebra Nagast, the Ark didn't vanish at all. It was carried to Ethiopia by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon of Israel and the Queen of Sheba. The legend goes that Menelik visited his father in Jerusalem and either received the Ark with Solomon's blessing or, surreptitiously took the real Ark while leaving a replica behind. In either case, the Ark was brought to Ethiopia, where it was cherished as the foundation of a new spiritual covenant. Some historians have even theorized that during times of turmoil in Jerusalem, faithful priests might have sent the Ark down the Nile into Africa for safekeeping, eventually reaching Ethiopia. Whatever its path, the Ethiopian people firmly believe that their land became the Ark's final sanctuary. Today, the claimed Ark resides in Axum at a site called the Church of St. Mary of Zion. More precisely, it's said to be kept in a small treasury chapel on the church grounds. Only a single guardian monk is allowed to see it or tend to it, and he remains dedicated to this task for life. No one else, neither priests nor visitors, not even the Ethiopian emperor in the past, may enter the sacred chamber where the Ark is held. Because of this strict seclusion, no scientific verification has ever been conducted on the object in Axum. We have only the accounts of the guardians and the devout faith of Ethiopians. Those who have spoken to the guardian monks report descriptions of a golden chest emitting radiant light and a fearsome holy power. Skeptics, on the other hand, suspect that Axum's treasure could be an ancient replica of the Ark rather than the original. Yet the Ethiopian Church staunchly maintains it is the true Ark. The devotion around it is so strong that as recently as 2020, during a conflict in the Axum region, locals reportedly risked and even lost their lives protecting the church, believing they were defending the Ark itself. Whether or not the Ark of the Covenant truly rests in Axum, the belief in it has become a cornerstone of Ethiopian identity and spiritual pride. Beyond Jerusalem and Ethiopia, there's definitely no shortage of other Ark theories. Some say the Ark might still be hidden in the Holy Land, maybe secreted away in a cave in the Judean desert, not far from where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. Others look to Africa beyond Ethiopia. The Lemba people of southern Africa, for example, have a revered wooden chest called the Ngoma Lungundu that they claim is a replica or descendant of the Ark, carried by their ancestors centuries ago. Then there are more mystical and far-flung claims. One idea holds that the Ark is not on Earth at all. that God took it up to heaven for safekeeping, as a biblical vision in the book of Revelation suggests. Another theory posits that the Ark was found and hidden by secretive guardians here on Earth. For instance, legends about the medieval Knights Templar suggest they excavated treasures under Jerusalem's temple and spirited away the Ark, hiding it somewhere in Europe. Proposed hiding spots range from France, like Chartres Cathedral, to Scotland's Rosslyn Chapel, to the vaults of the Vatican. There's even a fringe tale that the prophet Jeremiah, or his followers, carried the Ark off to Ireland, burying it under the Hill of Tara, an idea that inspired a bizarre excavation there in the late 1800s. These theories range from plausible to highly fanciful, but all of them really underscore the same point. The Ark's mystique has spread across the globe, sparking inspiration and adventure wherever the hope of finding it persists. After examining so many clues and claims, where do we actually stand? The Ark of the Covenant remains as elusive as ever, a puzzle unsolved. From Jerusalem's Temple Mount to Ethiopia's Axum, from Jordan's Mount Nebo to the caves by the Dead Sea, from African villages to European chapels, the Ark's trail is a patchwork of history, faith, and folklore. No scientific verification has yet confirmed any resting place. And perhaps, just perhaps, that is fitting. The Ark was born in mystery, a meeting point of the divine and human, and its disappearance has only amplified that aura. For religious audiences, the Ark isn't just a treasure to be found, it's a symbol of God's promise and presence. Some believe it will one day reappear when the world needs it most, in messianic times or at the rebuilding of a temple. Others feel its purpose was fulfilled, and that chasing after the Ark is like chasing a mirage, that faith today shouldn't depend on ancient objects. And yet, the intrigue persists. Human curiosity just can't let it rest. The Ark represents a tangible link to miraculous events of the past, so to find it would be like having history come alive in our hands. It's no wonder it has inspired everything from serious archaeological expeditions to blockbuster movies. It really hits that perfect mix of spiritual significance and adventure allure. So, what approach makes this mystery so enduring and gets the most people interested? It might be the approach we've taken today, treating the Ark's story as a grand adventure and a sacred quest all at once. By respecting the Ark's religious importance while indulging the adventurous spirit of its seekers, we engage both heart and imagination. For a broad audience, devout and skeptical alike, the Ark invites a journey into the unknown, with the hope, or even just the thrill, that maybe someday the truth will surface. Until that day, the Ark of the Covenant remains a relic of unparalleled fame that anyone can search for in theory, but no one can prove they've found. It lies at the intersection of faith and mystery, and perhaps its ultimate purpose now is not to be discovered as a museum piece, but to continually inspire people to explore, to believe, to wonder. The sun sets over Jerusalem's ancient stones and rises again over Axum's hills. Generations come and go, yet the question lingers. Will the Ark of the Covenant ever be revealed, or will it forever remain hidden by the mists of time? One thing is certain, the fascination with this biblical treasure will never vanish. The search will go on, in one form or another, keeping the story of the Ark alive for new generations. And as long as that story lives, the Ark of the Covenant is not truly lost. It's right here with us, in the realm of imagination, faith, and the eternal hope of discovery. Thanks for watching this video. Give it a like by hitting that thumbs up icon if you found it interesting. Hope you subscribe to Should I Go as well, since your attention, comments, and love for historical mysteries keeps us going. Until next time, keep exploring. You never know what you will find.